So let's say, yeah, line 13-9, so I'm getting so outlaned by Chuan. I didn't really pay attention to the lane too much, but I guess it's just a superior last hitting capability of the Shadow Fiend, outlaning the line. So I mean, 0-2 so far is in the favor of the Nirvana China, but this game is just too early to tell who is going to be in the lead. But DGC by himself did take off at the top tower as well. Does have a Basilius and a boost of speed finish. Probably gonna go for that treads and then go for the go for the blink dagger afterward. There we go, treads finish. And actually we did see a ward being placed by Instance here. Let's go to the Scourge review real fast. Yes, very good wards placed by here. I think Ian James Barnett did talk about it in one of his DTS versus Nirvana China. No, DTS versus LGD game, saying that how this is a very good Scourge ward and very good Sentinel ward as well. But if you're placing this ward on Scourge, I would advise you to place it a little bit to the left, maybe over here. What this ward allows you to do is actually see into this little crevice. It will provide the exact same vision around this area. It will grant you a little extra vision. This is just me being a little bit of Chinese, being perfect. I always like to be perfect. Also, I did cover that ward in my DCDH number 4, that ward analysis. So that is that. Let's check out the farm on the bottom lane. Drow Rangers sitting at 26 and 16, very good for 7 minutes and a half. Meanwhile, Dusa not doing too well is 17 and 10. So we are gonna see the mid lane being lost by Nirvana China, but the bottom lane being won thoroughly by Nirvana China. So farming aside, I gotta say Sentinel is a little bit behind because they're losing the top lane as well, with DGC picking up a lot of creep kill, 28 and 10. So that's pretty good, and he got a tower as well. He does have the Basilius armor ring on, so he is looking to push even more so, and he should be careful because there's not a good observer here. So if he's get flanked from the left side, he can go down. And this is what I mean, right? Plague Work should be aimed on that Enigma to take down that Clarity. And the Clarity was actually dispelled. I'm not too sure whether that was on purpose or by accident. But Lone DD should be right on top of that, and we are going to see tower taking a lot of damage. This tower, second level of tower, is at half HP already. We're not going to see any teleportation support, and they are going to content just to lose this tower to this Enigma. I don't think this is going to be a good choice. It's in deny range, and is it going to be denied? Glyph is popped, but DGC is probably gonna get it. Yeah, DGC picks up a second tower 9 minutes into this game, so that's like 1,000 extra gold for DGC. DGC is, again, this is with his mom watching, right? 1,400 gold stored in the bank, and he's so close to his blink dagger. And once that blink dagger is finished, that is gonna give him such a good, like, an early game advantage. Yusa is gonna come to top lane. With these two towers being taken down, he has a lot of room to farm now. And with the proper creep equilibrium, he could stay in this spot all day long. And I do mean all day long. So, I mean, on the mid lane, we are going to see some gank attempt and probably a tower push attempt going on the mid lane. But these guys, probably due to luck or whatever, no. Shadow Fiend probably grabbing the rune, or he's trying to gank bottom himself. Meanwhile, Venomancer ports to mid lane. Venomancer is level 7. These guys are trying to get a gank off, but unfortunately they haven't found anyone good to gank. Chuan having a Ferrari having the nice map awareness stays back. Notice that the Enigma and the Witch Doctor is missing. Meanwhile, the bottom lane here, looks like the Shadow Fiend wants to get a push going on. Not too sure whether they could do so. Not very good farm on these support heroes. 1-0, 5-3, and Visage demoted as a support hero. I don't really like that because Visage, in my opinion, is a hero that really requires that very early mecha to be effective. But since he's not getting it, I'm not too sure. But this tower is under a lot of pressure, but I'm not too sure why these guys are not right clicking on. There we go. Shadow Fiend trying to get right click. Fisher hits absolutely nothing here, but it's gonna separate the Visage. Visage is now gonna be in trouble, and there is a hex going off. Is there gonna be Impale? Impale does hit, and there's a Frost Arrow. Frost Arrow is gonna be follow up, and they are gonna pick up Visage. Yafit does pick up the kill, and they are gonna get a tower deny out of that as well. So despite the very poor Fisher, they are gonna get another kill. Meanwhile in the top lane, Dusa continuing to get free farm. She is finally at 28 and 10. 10 minutes in, that's barely 3 a minute. That's not gonna cut it if you're Dusa. Let me see how DGC. Oh my god, a lot of plague wards going off the mid lane. DGC is at 45 and 11. That is the farm that you want to have if you're ever playing Enigma. That's very respectable for Enigma. And he does have 2,000 gold almost to his Blink Dagger, so that's a 10-minute Treads Basilius Blink Dagger plus 2 tower kills. That's very impressive for Enigma. And really well done. Let's see how the Draw Ranger is farming. Draw Ranger is 49 and 25, so my god, the CS is just very heavily in favor of the Scourge lane, and we are seeing Draw Ranger doing a very good job lasting everything and just not denying his own creeps as well, keeping his creeps very close to his own tower so he won't be ganked as easily. Yeah, you can see that he's denying the creeps as soon as they hit half HP, and that's when you could start denying creeps, in case you don't know that. So he's creep equilibrium pretty well, but it's actually hitting down these guys a little bit prematurely. Actually, if you're wondering why this Earthshaker is staying close to the Drow Rangers, that he spent the first couple minutes of roaming very aggressively, and now that he is at a point that he really needs his level 6, so he is really sticking close to that Drow Ranger to grab a couple levels. As we see a Yafis trying to get a kill on the Dusa, but trying to TP out, but unfortunately the Tron did get a couple of good rays and did pick him off. Earlier with this, Roshan attempt so very early in the game, 12 minutes in the game, Roshan attempt, and with Eidolons you can do this, but you do need someone to tank this. Probably when the Eidolons is gonna split, they are gonna use the Eidolons to tank, and we are gonna see Banana get the hell out. Banana did get a Arcane Boots, and I mean Arcane Boots we're seeing a little bit more and more. But I'm not too sure whether this is the best choice of boots, and very lucky regen rune for that Earthshaker. Yeah, I'm not too sure whether I like Arcane Boots on the Earthshaker. I'd rather if he just get a early Soul Ring, because yes, Arcane Boots does give you AoE mana regen, but since the cooldown is so long, I'm not too sure whether it's good, because it's like a 40 or 50-second cooldown, and I'd rather have a Soul Ring, to be honest here. But we are seeing 4 or 5 hero teleporting in. The TIE Hunter is level 6, so I think Sentinel is going to start to look for a team fight. Level 1 ultimate is going to be on the Shadow Fiend, and a lot of pushing power as well. And we are going to see those birds as well. So these are all 3 of the Sentinel Sun, and let's see if they can get anything done. They are going to probably force down this mid tower, but very good defensive capability is this Earthshaker. They're going to cast those fissures endlessly, given that he does have Arcane Boots. Another fissure does being cast. Cast is going to go off like crazy here, but this tower under a lot of heavy fire. Shadow Fiend should be right clicking down those birds trying to their stun, and let's see who is going to get this last hit. This last hit is going to have huge ramification of this mid lane, and Sentinel does get the last hit, so very well done. And they are going to pick off this familiar taking a lot of damage, does go down one way or another. Not too sure whether Enigma got it or not, but it looks like Sentinel is going to persist to push. They haven't used their ultimates yet, they haven't used a lot of the spells yet, so why not keep pushing in. It looks like Earthshaker, where's that Earthshaker? Earthshaker is back in base. So second tower is under a lot of heavy fire as well, and despite me saying that the Sentinel or the Scourge very good defensive capability team, they're not really defending their tower properly. That's probably because they're not putting a lot of pressure on. There we have, what a good Blink Dagger ultimate, getting 3 heroes here, but and a very good silence, actually stopping the TIE from he's using the ultimate. So very good black hole here, well done, and they are going to pick off the Visage. Then very good job here. So Nirvana and Zoe picking up a double kill on that Draw Ranger, very well done. And this is what I mean, DGC, very good black hole, and that just won them that team fight very handily. So never mind that, Nirvana China being very patient. No need to jump in excessively, jumping very quickly, waiting for the correct time, and DGC really bailed them out there. Well done with the black hole. So this is why I really enjoy DGC's Enigma play. You just saw there. And generally, Chinese teams do an extremely good job in terms of separating themselves out, so that a single black hole doesn't get more than 1 or 2 heroes. But that was just the magic of DCC working there. But despite of that, I think that on the tower count, the Sentinel is not doing too bad, because they did pick off the mid tower. So at the very least, they get a great deal amount of map control, especially if the second Roshan does ban, they do have their own mid tower up as well, so they could teleport and get a gank off or whatnot. But I mean, Draw Ranger, she's what, at 81 and 81 and 30. So with the Aegis, she's actually didn't get that Helm of Dominator first. Generally, you want the Helm of Dominator first, but I think because they're so far ahead, Drow Ranger is safe getting that early level of Yasha. But I still really like the early Helm of Dom first, solely because of the fact that you could dominate a creep. If you could dominate a Centaur to give you that a couple of increase. Ooh, Drow Ranger very close to this BKB. Looks like this tower is gonna go down. So improper kind of hero positioning, and Sentinel pretty persistent with their pushing, and they are gonna get a tower off of that. So that's 2 towers at the mid lane, and they are gonna get so much map control. I think Sentinel, despite losing the farming game, they are doing very well in terms of coordinated pushes and coordinated ganks, and it really helps out when you have familiars, the high DPS of those birds, the high DPS of the Plague Wards, and of course Shadow Fiend could raise down creeps very easily. So I think despite losing the farming game, Deity is doing extremely well, putting themselves not too far behind by taking down a lot of towers. At the very least, they matched up DGC's tower pushing capabilities of their own. So the tower count is 3-2 in favor of Sentinel. And that is definitely going to help out their supportive players, getting their treads, getting their mechas and whatnot. That is definitely going to help out. And they are going to be trying to push the bottom lane. DGC does have their Blink Dagger, and the ultimate is almost online. So he could, let's see if there's going to be another magical black hole. He's hiding himself very well in this area, but I'm not too sure whether the Sentinel team is going to get baited. Meanwhile, the Lion is going to port to the top lane. And I mean, this is what I mean, right? DGC gets the dagger and the treads before Yafit's, and he is not the solo mid. So I mean, this is just how good DGC is. Granted that DGC did get 1,000 extra gold from the tower pushing, so there's that. But let me see how close the Blink Dagger is to the Yafit's. Yafit is sitting at 600 gold. 630 gold. And if you guys like getting a little bit annoyed with my fanboyism of DGC, I just want to conclude by saying that he's such a good player, and he does deserve the fanboyism. And I mean, generally a lot of attention is being paid to the Shadow Fiend player, the Storm Spirit player, because they get all the hype, they get all the wow and the alls and oohs and all that, right? But the silent and deadly Enigma player from the side lane, I think, deserve way more credit than they're actually getting. So that's why I'm being such a fanboy. Meanwhile, there's a huge attack, another great silence from but he did get his ultimate off right before he died. But oh, black hole, and did you see actually lowering us with a horrible black hole that was actually getting only a single, well, actually the Vice just walked in that back hole, but I think that was way more than enough. But these guys are so far ahead. Another double kill being plagued by Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger already having his BKB finish, using that in that fight. She didn't even have a Helm of Dom yet. That's a 19-minute Yasha BKB and a Aegis of Immortal. So very well done. Nirvana's though sitting at 101 CS in 20 minutes. That's 5 minutes. Very solid CS, and she does have 5-0 in terms of hero kills. My god, Scourge is so far ahead with this Drow Ranger picking up farm. Keep in mind that she's nowhere near her full potential yet. She does still have that Manta style of being finished. She still needs to have that have that Helm of Dominator finished. So she is very far away from her full potential, and despite of that, she's 5-0. A Blink Dagger goes in, but keep in mind, no black hole. A very good Fisher here is gonna get picked up the Venomancer, but now it looks like Blink Dagger, oh my god, Shadow Fiend not getting too much damage with the ult. One race does miss, but second race does get them. And looks like Drow Ranger now in trouble as well. Drow Ranger is gonna take a gush, a great Fisher, a great silence, and Drow Ranger doing a lot of damage now. Is gonna be focused by the Vices, but I think they're gonna be okay. Dusa going on the chase. Let's see if Dusa is gonna use the ultimate for the solo now, chasing the Earthshaker, trying to juke, but I think Earthshaker is gonna forfeit his life. Earthshaker does go down. Meanwhile, Dusa is gonna turn around. Drow Ranger is gonna pick off the Shadow Fiend, but it looks like Drow Ranger might be going down. Dusa gets a double kill, might be getting a triple kill on the line here, and Dusa is gonna get a triple kill. That is definitely gonna help out his farm. So despite Deity falling behind earlier, now claw some way back into the game, did pick off the Drow Ranger, picked off the Aegis, picked off Yafit as well. Though they did lose the Shadow Fiend, they got a triple kill on the Gorgon, and that is gonna help her out in her Lincoln Sphere.